What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Plain Jane Cars, and this is a Plain Jane Cars podcast. We got Tristin back in the building. What's up, shorty?
Hello, I'm excited to be back.
Of course, you're always excited. What makes you excited about the podcast?
I get to spend time with my dad, talk about cars,
Yeah.
and meet new people.
Those are all very good reasons. I'm excited for the same reasons. We're going to do a little story time. And first of all, thank you for listening. Or if you're watching on YouTube, this is on all podcast platforms, obviously. You can find Plain Jane Cars on YouTube, too. If you want to check us out on YouTube, there's a video version of this. And recently on YouTube, we posted a vlog. I hate vlogging. I found out I can't vlog. Every time I find something I want to vlog, it's like, it's too many people. The DJ's playing music. But it was cool. BMW put together an event at the Hotel Zaza.
Downtown.
To, like, I guess, premiere in a way the XM SUV. It was a cool event. What surprised me, please go watch it. Please go watch it if you haven't. It's on YouTube. I think I called it the BMW XM Super SUV or something like that. The funny thing is, I normally wear hat backwards, shades, hoodie, and it just so happened I had dress clothes on. I was like, I'm not changing. I'm just going dress clothes. I'll be the odd man out. People were decked out. I didn't know people did that for BMW. It's like an Indigo Auto Group. They do stuff like the Indigo throws stuff like that. And you know to dress up for that. I did not know BMW got down like that. So go check that video out. Also, if you have not listened to episode 2 of Lissy and Hussein, that dropped last week. Go check that out. That is a fire episode. We went a couple layers deep. We talked about cars, but we talked about some other stuff. That's exciting. So it's cool. What did you think of FD before we invite our guest on? What did you think of FD? We got through Long Beach, right?
Long Beach and Super Drift is over at this point.
What'd you think?
Who
really won? Good. Do you remember even who won?
Yeah, Matt Field won, he deserved it because last year he had a really bad crash in FD. So he deserved it. And Rome was second. I love Rome.
Who's Rome?
He has a LS E46, or E36, sorry.
E36,
yeah.
okay. Okay, LS swapped. Okay, got it.
And then I think Frederick Osbo was third. And he won the past 2 years, so.
So no controversies this time? Everything went like you expected?
No, everything was called really well. The averaging is really good. You know, they do 1 through 90 of the judges just give a score. Each judge, there's one from Japan, the U.S., and Canada. Each person gives their score 1 through 90, and then they have a 1 through 10 for like X Factor, charisma, the style part. So they don't have 3 separate categories anymore. It's just 2.
Okay.
So it went really well. I was looking at the comments and stuff while I was watching it, and it didn't seem like anybody
from the
was
live stream or whatever.
Disagreeing. Yeah.
I was looking forward to you saying that was a controversy based on the conversation.
There's a lot of crashes, but it's just because it's the first week in Long Beach is
it's a fast track, right?
Unforgiving track.
Okay.
It's lots of walls. They added tires though this year. A lot more tires than there were last year. So a lot of like what's his name? Chelsea. He crashed, but crashed backwards, which is good because there's nothing back there except cooling. Right? Yeah. But yeah, most of the crashes were not terrible. Nobody totaled a car this year. There were totaled cars last year, so it was good.
And Atlanta is next, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a couple weeks.
May 10th.
So 3 weeks or so from the time we're recording this. So when this comes out, this will be the week of.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're in real time. So we'll probably talk about Atlanta as you're listening to it this week, next week. So it'll all timed up. Well, let's bring on our guest.
Yeah.
You ready to talk to our guest?
Of course.
Let's do it. So this is a friend of mine, young bull. For the DMV, welcome Daraine.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming to the podcast, bro. Now, the funny thing about Daraine's a fast boy.
Definitely.
Fast boy.
100%.
We love hearing everybody's car story, so we have to hear your car story and how you wound up. But give a little background. We met. It's really interesting, right? So I hate vlogging. I say I hate vlogging. But if it wasn't for me coming outside to vlog, I would have never met you.
Facts.
So that's some of what kind of keeps me going. I went to the BMW, I think it was the BMW.
Houston BMW Club.
Was that? They hosted it at a Garage Eastie, actually.
Yeah.
And I like the Garage Eastie guys. I actually bought a car from them. I like Sam. Good guy to chat with, good businessman. But anyway, they hosted an event for BMW Houston, Car Club of Houston, whatever they're called. And I'm just walking in, just speaking to a few different people. He was like, Daraine's like, bro. And I looked at the car, I'm like, it's my twin.
Same car.
Same car. Same performance mods, done better, actually, well executed. And I got his number right then. I was like, man, give me your number, bro. Give me your number.
Well, I think it was like, I saw your video on YouTube like a while back. Like when I was before I started modding my car. And I was like, oh, what do I want to do? And I saw you had the pure turbo. So like before I even knew you, I knew you.
Right.
And when I saw you in person, I was like, oh, snap, that's him.
He's like, that's Plain Jane. I think he's like, yo, I watched the video. I was like, man, done. You one of the 5 people that watch my video, I'm in.
Then when I found out he's from Baltimore, it's like, oh, man, I was been supposed to know you.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those things I see when they happen, I don't even believe in fate and destiny, but I do believe in certain things ain't happenstance. You know what I mean? You run into somebody, that's what it clicks. I'm like, man, give me your phone number, bro. Yeah. You need to be in my phone. Yeah. So we actually hung out a few times. They come to car shows and supported my raggedy little car, but I want to hear a little bit about your car story, and then we'll hop back to that, man. So I like to start at what people's first car was.
Okay.
What was your first car that you got?
First car was handed down to me by my mom. It was actually my grandmother's car. It was a Isuzu Rodeo.
Oh, I remember rodeos.
Don't know what those are, but yeah.
Rodeos was hard back in the day, bro.
Nice little SUV. I had a system in there.
Yeah.
Tinted windows. And
was it an automatic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was automatic, 4-wheel drive, and it was gold. Wasn't like the prettiest color, but it got me from
you got you exactly. 100%. So how did you, because I mean, I would say let me ask you, what's your favorite car brand? Or do you have a favorite car brand?
You know what I'm going to say. BMW.
Is it BMW?
Yeah, it's BMW.
Okay. Because some people, I mean, I think of, I don't know if I have a favorite car brand, but I do like BMW.
Yeah.
Like I would say like money spent. But if somebody asked me, it might be Porsche. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it my favorite that I own?
Right.
Or is it like the Target? That's why I'm kind of asking. Like, it could be different than what you have.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like it's because I know the most about BMWs.
True.
That makes it my favorite brand. Like, I love Porsches, but, if you ask me anything about BMW, I'm always telling my lady, like, oh, this is that, that's that car, and, so I get excited about BMWs the most. So.
Me too. What got you into them?
That's a great question. I think back in 2016, I test drove an M3. And I remember
so the F generation, F80.
Yeah.
Okay.
Test drove one of those.
Yeah. That'll do it.
And that was it. Literally.
That'll do it.
I was smiling like cheesing hard when I was doing that.
Yeah.
And I think I remember the salesman actually was like questioning whether I could afford it or not. And like ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, I got to get this car. Like,
I'm on it now.
Yeah, I'm on it. So.
We learned a little bit about Daraine's personality right there, didn't we? Like, oh, for real, you think I can't? I got a little bit of that in me, too.
Yeah.
Been working on that for years. So what was your first BMW?
M4, F82 M4.
Oh, you jumped straight into the M.
Straight M.
So I'm going to be honest with you. Most people, including myself, right? It's kind of like the same thing I just touched on when you go from, I love this brand, but if money was no object, this is my favorite brand.
Right.
Same thing I've noticed with like models of cars, because I've been shopping Porsche for a while, and everybody knows no secret. I would love a GT2 RS, not reasonable. I would love a Turbo S, kind of, sort of, still not reasonable. If I made a bad financial decision, I could, of course, afford one, right? I could make the payment. But I'm probably looking at a GTS to start, right? And it seems like even with BMWs, most people I know, they kind of start with like a nicer M Lite, like a 330M or 340M, I think is what they call it. M340, the M340. You went straight to the M car.
Yeah, I didn't waste no time. Well, I really was just humble until I could afford that. Like, I could have went and got a lower level 3 Series or like a 4 Series, but I just waited and stacked my money and then just went for the M4.
Smart.
Yeah.
Sounds like you a little bit, huh?
Just wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
She wants it. She's going to build a drift car. I didn't even want. I don't like using those words because I know she's going to get it done. And she says, I said, man, why don't you just go ahead and just get you like an E36? But she's like, nah. I'm going to wait to get the one I want.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to stack my dough and get what I want. She says the same thing.
That's the way to go.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. So what modifications did you do when you got it? Because let me take a step back. Before I ask you that, what got you into modifying cars? Did you modify other cars or did you really go in on it when you got the M?
No, when I got the M, I started modifying cars.
Really?
And I think the thing that made me do it was YouTube. Like watching YouTube and seeing people like, oh, stage 1, stage 2. And I didn't know what that stuff really meant when I first got into M cars.
Word.
Or sports cars in general. So once I learned about that, I'm like, okay, I could do stage 1 or get downpipes and go stage 2.
Yeah.
So once I started learning about that, like I just went for it. But I mean, me personally, I've been through like, 4 M cars now.
We gonna tell that story. Y'all gotta hear this story, how he's had a few cars in a short period of time.
But yeah, the first one I only did, I think, stage 2 downpipes, like around 500 horsepower or something.
Yep.
Nothing too crazy for the most average car person. But I mean, I can go on and on about all the mods I've done to like my last car. But the first one was just downpipes in '93, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the first? Can you, if we could go back to like your first memory, what made you kind of get into cars?
Oh, that's easy. I think like a lot of people, Fast and Furious, the first one.
Facts.
Like I was maybe, when that come out, in 2001?
2001, something like that.
I'm like 5 or 6 at the time.
Yeah.
And my older cousins put me on. They're like, hey, like we're going to watch this movie. And I was fascinated with it. Yeah. So ever since then, you know, I watched that movie every single day and got toy cars, remote control cars, and model cars. I have, you know, pictures of when I was a little kid, like holding cars. Like I've always been about cars. And, yeah, it's just been a thing. It's
kind of cool. I think a lot of people can kind of trace their interest, especially in modifying cars. Like everybody likes cars. Who doesn't want their first car? Or but doesn't mean they're a car person.
Right.
But that movie, that single movie, especially the first one, I think at the time that when it came out, I guess, you know, that early 2000s, it just, so many people became interested in the modification of cars, right? And what that scene was like, you know, it's like, is that real? Like people do stuff like that? Like people street race? And you're like, oh yeah, since there was a car. People have been street racing for forever. My dad, he's a street racer from back in the day in the 60s.
Yeah.
You know, and his brother in the 50s, they were street racing, which I think is cool. But anyway, I figured that's what it is, but I wanted to hear. So tell us a little bit about your journey through your M car. So your first one, you just kind of talked about it, 2016, right?
Yeah.
Mineral gray.
Well, no. I test drove the one in 2016.
Okay.
I didn't get one until 2019.
What model year, though? Model year, I'm saying.
Oh, it was a 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
2015. Mineral gray F82 M4, twin of my car.
Yep. Same one.
And that's downpipes. For you guys that don't know, that just allows the turbos to spool a little bit quicker, make some noise, and tune. So no turbos or anything like that, just an exhaust essentially.
Not on that one, no. Yeah, it was just downpipe and tune.
So what happened to that car?
What happened to that car? Oh, I got in the accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we moved on past that one.
Yeah, moved on past that one. I think I fell asleep at the wheel with that one, and that one's gone. So got another one like a week later.
Same thing.
Same exact one.
15, mineral gray F82.
Yep.
Okay.
So I make decisions quickly.
I do too sometimes. Good, bad, and indifferent, right?
Before my insurance even let me know that they were going to tow the other one, I was like, yeah, I need another car. I need another
Got
one
to.
ASAP. So I went up to Dallas and bought another one, drove it back same day, and started buying parts immediately because I was already in that life. I felt like I needed to go faster. Like stock wasn't fast enough.
It wasn't fast enough. No. And for like, we have actually more of our listeners are not necessarily car people, believe it or not. I think I'm bad with stats, but like stock, they make like 400 horsepower-ish, 400 foot-pounds of torque. Something. Yeah. And I did some dynoing with my car when I first got it, which is basically measuring the potential horsepower and torque of the car. And normally there's drivetrain loss, like that number will be lower at the wheel than what the manufacturer. Not with BMW. It made 415, 430. Yeah, it made more than what they said. So
BMW's known to lie about their horsepower.
I don't know why. Everybody says that. Like they always underrate their cars. I don't know why they do.
You know, Matt Watson, he always puts cars on the dyno. He did one about, anyways, he did a whole bunch of Lamborghinis like yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they always are. Sometimes they're heavier though.
Right, the weight is a
lot
little
of times. Bit. Most cars are like heavier, a lot heavier.
I want to figure out why manufacturers do that, but BMW's known. Like everybody says, it's extra 20, 30 horsepower. They underrate everything that they sell, especially the M line, which I find interesting. So anyway, you saying stock was not enough. It is a fast car for a regular person. And it's a fast car that will kill you. I mean, the F-Series is known, it's a very twitchy car. Yes. So the back wants to be in the front wants to be in the back when you step on the accelerator without traction for sure.
No traction, definitely.
Woo! Hold on. It is hilarious. So anyway, so you got the second one, your replacement. What'd you do? What was your first, you're like, I want to be fast, boy. So you weren't really caring about aesthetic mods. It was more about speed, right?
So some people do it the other way, right? Like they do, I want a spoiler, I want rims and
carbon.
I understand that too, but like I just want to go fast. I mean, the M4 looks good.
It does
in itself. So I didn't really feel like I needed to change much about the way it looked.
No.
So that next car, I literally did nothing aesthetically. It was all performance. And like a week after I got it, I think I was dealing with Eurocharge at the time before I found about EMG, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did upgraded turbos, low pressure fuel pump, port injection, intakes, charge pipes, intercooler, like literally pretty much full bolt on.
Yeah.
Full bolt on means anything you could bolt onto the car.
Put it on there. I agree.
And I think full E85 ethanol.
Wow.
So that was about 750 horsepower. Like that.
So how long did it take you from the time you went up to Dallas, grabbed it, drove it home, to doing your first revision tune?
About a month and a half.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Just to let you guys know, he went from buying the car to essentially doubling the horsepower, right? For all intents and purposes, doubling the horsepower in a month and a half. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's determined. Then when you were driving it, how did that feel? How did that, once you got, the tune done and a feel for it?
Yeah.
Oh, were you finished the mods that you got done? I think you touched on everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. How did it feel? How did it feel to have that 750 or so horsepower?
So, like I said, the first car was stage 293. So that was around 490, 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
But an extra 250 horsepower was a very significant difference. Like, when I'm driving it, like in Fast and Furious in the movies, you see like your peripherals like blurred. Like that's a real thing.
It is.
It's a real thing when you're going like, I don't want to say how fast, but
legal speed limit. But you get to the legal speed limit as quickly as possible. We understand that. One of the things I say is when I started modifying my car is the braking.
Right.
That you start realizing like, man, that thing is coming up fast. At the legal speed limit. Yeah. It's surprising how that changes because the car is fast when you get it stock. But you realize that, nope, not that fast.
Brakes are not fast. They're not strong enough. And now I understand why certain fast cars have parachutes on the back.
Yeah.
So my next car, which we'll get into, I'm sure, I'm definitely putting a parachute on that one.
Oh, I can't wait.
For sure.
I can't wait. We're going to talk about the next build. So that car doesn't exist anymore, right?
That one blew up.
Okay.
Yeah, that one blew up.
That blew up.
So that was that one. That one blew up.
I remember. I might have a picture on YouTube. Yes. If I do, I'll put it in. It was, it met its demise. It lived a valiant life as long as it could.
8 months.
Was it 8 months?
8 months.
So that's the car that you had when I met you at the at Garage East, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that car was really fast. I'm not gonna lie. Probably top 10 fastest BMWs in Houston.
And you were pretty much on a ragged edge though, right? As far as tuning and everything like that. So it was a ticking time bomb.
It was.
Yeah.
I think that I was doing certain things that I knew I shouldn't have, like using anti-lag.
The anti-lag,
raising the boost to a certain level. I think I was pushing about 33 pounds of boost on a stock motor. So, I mean, the race that I was in, I won the race, but blew my motor and
you won.
Destroyed the car.
Who cares? You won. I tell people that all the time. It's like, at least if you gonna blow it up, at least win. Like, don't lose and blow it up. I was running with some guys actually had built some pretty fast cars. We were out for TX2K, participating in some street activities. Now, I'm just watching, of course. I'm not, participating.
Right.
But it's like 1,000 horsepower ZL1 Camaro out against another BMW. I think he was making probably about 1,000 horsepower at the time, a little bit less, maybe 900. Yeah, he's making around 900.
Yeah.
And I think VP Red is what took him out.
Definitely.
I think it's what took him out. But he was on the anti-lag, and when he took off, I was like, and then there was steam, and then there was smoke, and then we pulled over, and there was puddles of oil.
Oil everywhere.
Yeah, he was understandably upset, but I was like, but you won. He was like, true. Like, that thing, it was so, just being on the road with him, right? I'm not, obviously not going to drive the speeds that they were driving. And I was behind them. And I might have the video for that. I'll dig it up and I'll put it in the video for YouTube. Man.
It's probably moving out quick.
That thing was getting it. And the funny thing is, we were talking about this when we talked about TX2K episode. Like, when you're at the track and those cars are doing 200 miles an hour, like, it's hard to explain what it looks like.
Right.
It's hard to explain what it feels like when you're in a car like that. But when you're there and you see it, it's like, that is crazy how fast it is. It just, that's exactly the way to describe it. We're doing 60 miles an hour, right? Well, and 8, 3, 2, 1, and I just saw both of the cars squat, and it was like a little puff of black smoke from behind both of them, and they were gone.
For sure.
It's like, wow, that's impressive. Anyway, back to you. So that car is gone. What did we come back with?
I got an M3, actually.
Yes.
A week later. And 2 weeks later,
He ain't playing.
the same day that I was going to go to my shop to get the parts, because I still had some of the parts off my old car.
Okay.
I had all the parts,
like
actually.
the performance stuff. You still have mods. Okay.
Yeah, so the same day I was going to take it to get it installed on the M3, a guy with no insurance, no driver's license, and no registration T-bones me at the intersection.
You gotta be kidding me. No. How long had you had that car?
Literally 2 weeks.
And this is the third? Yeah, it's the third one, right? Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah.
How long is the period? Are we still within 1 year? Or close to 1 year?
Like a year and a half. Oh,
that is brutal.
3 M cars in a year and a half is crazy.
Did the M3, sort of the 4-door one, did that get totaled?
It did.
What color?
That was, it was like a baby blue.
Oh, I've seen those. I love that color.
Was it Yasmarina?
No, not Yasmarina. It was the other one.
My brain. It'll come to both of us. I know what color you're talking about.
But that car was beautiful.
Santorini?
No, not Santorini. It'll come to me eventually.
Yeah, no worries.
But that car was beautiful. I was excited. Like the same day I was going to take it to get it modded, dude ran into me.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to deal with insurance with that for like 2 months.
Right.
And in the meantime, I don't have at the time I didn't have a second car. Now I do, but I'm Ubering everywhere, like walking places.
Brutal.
Yeah, just down bad.
For 2 months. Down bad. I go from an 800 horsepower car to like 2 feet.
2 feet. So
only hoofing it out.
That definitely hurt. But then I turned around and I found another mineral gray M4.
Okay.
It was the LCI, so the upgraded version.
Yeah, better headlights, better taillights.
Yep.
Right.
And,
Facelifted.
This one aesthetically was decked out. So
okay.
Bought that one in December, and I must have had bad luck last year. I don't know what it was, but on New Year's Eve, I have a garage. Usually, obviously, I park in my garage, but my neighbor was moving in that day. Okay. So they had a moving truck in front of my house, so I couldn't get in there. So I'm like, this sucks, but I'll just park on the street for now.
Yeah, you're not going to make a big deal out of it. Yeah. Be the good guy.
Yeah.
They're moving.
I'm in my house for maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Go out to my car. Whole car is shifted over. I'm like, my car got moved. So got sideswiped basically. Luckily, I got it caught on video, but yeah.
Crazy. So did you get the driver that? Yeah. So that all worked out.
Yeah, but they didn't have insurance either.
Oh.
So that just must be a Houston thing, I guess.
I think it is. Well,
it definitely is.
It is.
I've had quite a few fender benders last year myself that were not my fault.
Yeah.
And people don't have insurance.
No insurance.
I've found very often.
So this crazy little person calls me screaming on the phone one day, chasing a dude. I like, bro,
this
let it
old
go.
Man.
I'm like, let it go, bro. She's like, yeah, man. I'm like, it's cool. These people in here, they just Texas.
Right.
Let it go. We got insurance. She was like, I don't care. She tracked them down though.
Called the police.
Crazy. Little person. I'm like, yo, you tripping, bro. Like, I'm a grown man. I think I would have let that slide.
I don't know. Like, with somebody.
It's just frustrating because I'm like, my car, I just want to keep my things nice, clean, untouched. It's fine. I don't know, dents, dings, scratches, not have a scratch.
I feel you. So that car got repaired, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that one got repaired. It wasn't that bad. So
okay.
That one got repaired. So, yeah.
So what do we have in the garage right now?
So still have that one. That one's waiting for a lot of stuff to get done, so I'll get into that. But I just recently bought a Portamino Blue M340i 2020. Ooh. So that's my daily driver now, and that is really fast.
B58.
Fast. Yes.
So I said when I was doing a podcast at home, I want to keep it engaging and entertaining, and sometimes us using like engine codes and all that kind of stuff, like saying B58 means something to the three of us in the room, but to people listening, they're like, okay, essentially it's the same engine architecturally as the M car, essentially, but it's just a different generation. So, I'm trying to explain it simply. Just the setup of the 6-cylinder slightly different, and what they found development over time with that car. It's the same thing that came in the Mark V Supra, is that it can make an insane amount of power extraordinarily easy.
Yes.
And one thing BMW and all manufacturers are known for is there's usually one humongous weak point in every engine. Chevys, Benz, everybody has one thing, especially when you start modifying. Say, hey, you better do that thing because it's going to fail, right? It's just a no. And they haven't really found it on the B58 yet.
No, doesn't exist.
It's like the 2JZ almost, kind of, sort of.
Transmission.
That's what I'm saying, just the engine.
Yeah. Oh,
the engine. That's what I'm saying. Not the whole drivetrain, just the engine. There's nothing really. It's even, especially if you're around 800 horsepower. 7, 800. I mean, but there's guys that like drop in pistons, rods and pistons, 1,000 without a lot of work. And for the M car, it takes a little bit more work to make the same power, which is so annoying.
It's like, how do I want to explain this? The M cars are like really finicky, really princessy type cars. And the B58 is like, you can dog it. Yeah.
It don't care. So are you going to modify that, or are you going to keep that as your reliable drive every day?
Oh, that's already modified.
Are you serious, bro?
I literally got the car in San Antonio and dropped it off a week later to get modified.
What got done to it? Excuse me.
Downpipe and custom tune, E85 tune.
Okay, 85 tune.
Yeah. Oh. So it's like 520.
I was just like, it could be a 5 something. Horsepower. Yeah.
So that's fun. Like, I got that car because I explained it to my buddy this way. I said, I don't want a car that if I go into the garage, I look at the M4 and I look at the other car, I'm like, I'm going to take the M4. Yeah. Like, with this car, I'm like, I don't even feel like driving the M4. I'm not interested in driving it at all.
Sound familiar?
Man, yeah.
We think a lot alike, Daraine. When I got the truck, it's like I love having an M4. It's almost like looking at it, right? Yeah. Like, it's really nice to have that thing. Is sexy, this, that, and the third. But I'm getting that Ram 2500 a day. Well, no questions, because it's comfortable. I don't have to worry about it. Like you said, the M car's a little bit more princessy and finicky and stuff like that. Like, my heart's racing when I'm driving and I'm worried about hitting potholes. Man, I'm like, I don't care, man. I just want to be able to park and not flip out. I mean, this may not be the same for you, but get a door dinghy. Like, it feels different in the truck, for me, than it does in the M. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that M340 is fun. Like, I mean, even on a daily basis, like if I just want to race somebody quick on the highway, like,
it's not a problem.
Not a problem. And it's
550 horsepower. Just to let everybody know, is a lot of I mean, that's faster than, I'm gonna throw a number out there that means absolutely nothing. 90% of the cars on the road.
Probably 90%.
Easily. Yeah. Easily.
And it's unassuming too. It's a 4-door sedan.
It looks like a regular 3 Series. Right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing I love about the turbo generation of cars. Like, you can make silly power pretty easily, and it's reliable. Yeah, it's reliable. Yeah. So let's talk about the M. I mean, you did a couple modifications to the M340, but you have plans for the M because obviously that's what you do. Yeah. Are you willing to share what some of those plans are?
Definitely. After I blew the motor on the last one, I mean, I felt like it just made sense to go big or go home. So love it. Now it's like getting the motor built, getting the cylinder head ported out over in New Jersey at Head Games right now.
Yes, sir.
So once that comes back and get it all put together, hopefully by like July or August, should be around 1,000 horsepower. And like bulletproof too, so it won't be any blowing it up.
Yeah. It'll be usable, drivable, but 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah. So I'll be looking forward to that. A lot of money invested in that one, but I feel like if you're going to go that big, you have to spend the money, because if not, like, for example, I blew my motor and, I mean, I had to get a whole new car. So why not just spend the extra money and, like, have something reliable that I can really get down on?
Yeah, and you can enjoy it. Yeah. You can drive and enjoy it and not have worries and concerns. I had planned... You see the laughter over here. I'm actually going to do a video. It's so funny watching these. I watch a bunch of YouTubers, and I said, I got to do a video and title it "The Truth About My M4." You know? I had some build. I actually bought parts and stuff like that, and I'm kind of like you, quick decisions. I'm probably a little emotional, and I just got, one day, I don't know what it was, I just got mad. I'm like, man, I'm sick of this car. Like, I'm selling everything. I'm moving on. It's time to do something else. And now
everything.
I would like to, I go back and forth all the time. You know, I think about it all the time. Like, maybe I should just go ahead and just do it. Yeah. Or do something different. I don't know.
You know how I feel about them before. I think it's one of the best M cars ever made.
I agree.
Personally.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And I've driven... There's a lot of different thoughts out there. A lot of people like the 3 generations ago. So the E46, same kind of engine setup that we have, but no turbo. And I would say as far as looks and all that kind of, I get it. Yeah, that one probably is going to wind up being in a good spot between the new and the old, because it's kind of like when they transition. Yeah. But I think the one that to me is going to age the best is the F series, that generation from like 2013, 2014 until 2020, 2021. It looks the best of all of them.
There's no design flaws in that car.
No.
From any angle.
No. It just looks so sexy. Yeah. That's what I say. Even like the controversy with the new one, right? Like I like the way it looks, but there's some division. And with the E90, E92 with previous generation, You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of soft. It doesn't really look distinctly M.
Right.
And they fixed that. That's why they went so aggressive with that. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Because I can't find. I used to sell cars. I get flip every year and a half, whatever like that. And I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna keep this.
That one.
Every time I look at it, you know what I mean? Even on drive, it's a beautiful car. Yeah. Every angle.
It's one of the things like when you get out the car, every time you walk away, you have to look back at it.
Facts.
You have to look back at it.
We did a vlog a while back. And sometimes, you show up to these meets and stuff, and I'm not, believe it or not, I don't like attracting attention to myself. In a car with the wrap on it, to me, is a little gaudy. So I parked it pretty far away. Yeah. But we were walking back to the car, and I was like, dang, the car look good, Joe. I had to say it all loud because it does. I mean, obviously, it looks good to me. Yeah. All right. Before we get out of here, one thing I want to do is I want to hear two different things. So we're going to start with your vision board. Like, what's your perfect garage? And it could be what you have now. Right? It doesn't have to change. Right? Or are there some one or two pieces, cars, vehicles that you would add in the future if you could? Money, no object, no budget. What would it be?
That's a great question. Because, I have my cars that I, really love, the Aventador and Turbo S and things like that. But if I think about me personally, what I would actually enjoy to, have would be, something like a X5M.
Yeah.
For, your getter and stuff like that. A M5 for myself, And then something crazy exotic like a Aventador. Yeah. Probably Aventador.
I'm with you on that.
Has to be that.
It's a good garage.
Yeah.
I would probably...
It's very aggressive.
That thing is aggressive. Yeah. I was talking to... go back and watch the episode or listen to the episode with Lisi and Hussein. The V12s, it's just... They're not the fastest. They're not the best shifting. They're not the best driving. But the history on... it's a show. The way it sounds, the way it looks, the doors. It's Aventador is going to go down in history as one of the coolest supercar. They nailed the formula with that.
Definitely.
One. They nailed it. Because the Mercy ain't the same. All the rest of, even though they're amazing, they've aged very well. The Aventador is nuts.
I think about the Aventador came out in 2012.
That's the crazy thing, and it still looks futuristic.
It does.
It's still that's they were developing that in the 2010s. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you look at it now in 2023.
It's beautiful still.
It still is a gorgeous car.
Showstopper. Anytime you see one come, it's everybody's looking
I don't care who you are. You Amish and don't own a car, you stop and look at that. What in the world? That thing's amazing. All right, second question I'm going to ask you. So let's flip it. And you probably already have this car. If money was an object, which it is for most of us.
Yeah.
And you had to say, I got a limited budget, and I want to get a car that's going to fit all the needs of everything you really just described, right? Because I can only afford one car. Not everybody's in your position where they got a weekend car that they're putting all this money into to make 1,000 horsepower, right? We got some practical people out there.
Right.
And say your budget's $50,000. What would you buy?
An M340.
M340.
I already got one. That's car, it's a 4-door. It's good on gas when you want it to be.
Yeah.
And like you said, the engine in that car is very capable. I mean, without doing much to it, you can easily get 600-700 horsepower.
Yeah.
So if you want speed, you can get that pretty easily, pretty cheap. If you want just normalness,
practicality, right?
you can I go to H-E-B every day almost.
And you can pull up at the valet and be good too, because it's still a sharp car.
It's a very good looking car.
Yeah.
So it's really all around great car. I don't have any back seats in mine currently, but.
This dude.
There goes the practicality.
You don't need the back seats evidently though, right? Yeah. So no, I think that's cool, man. One of the things I wanted to start doing, thanks Sean, actually one of my loyal listeners, and I will call him my remote executive producer. He's like, man, you got some people up there. I know who you gonna have. They got some nice cars. Like, man, what about you? The practical stuff. I was like, nah, that's true. That's facts, because most of us have a practical car, and I would hope that the people we ask that question would probably answer their daily. Because a lot of us are fortunate enough to have a daily. And if I answered that question, it's going to be around 25. Well, that's probably not practical. Around 15,
also not below 50K.
Yeah, under 50K. Probably a 1,500 then. Like a clean Laramie 1,500. That's why we in Texas is crazy. I used to say, when you people driving these trucks everywhere?
I can't get with the trucks.
I used to say the same thing. And now I can't imagine not having one, bro.
Right.
Big Dummy, let me tell you something about Big Dummy.
I can't get with the trucks. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Yours was good though.
Thanks.
I like yours.
I love Big Dummy, bro. I I used to say, how many people you can't park? You can't. Yeah, and I agree. Yeah. And it sucks. Yeah. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
But you can put stuff in the back. You carry your M4 around, trailer and stuff. You can bully people on the road.
I wouldn't do that. But I like the whole towing thing. Like one of the things, like you say, like not a dream, but I didn't have a dream of doing that. But I remember the first time I did it. Because I was like, man, the whole family wanted to go to a car show. It was like in Austin. Yeah. We were doing overnight. In the car, I can't drive. And I think you were even driving. Like you first started driving. That's the first time I did it. And I told my wife, I said, I didn't need an open trailer. I was like, I'm going to just rent a trailer. She was like, yeah. And I remember pulling the car into the trailer and I just walked back. We got like an end of cul-de-sac house. And I turn around and look. And these are those moments where you like, you ain't trying. It's not special. But for me, it was special. It was, bro. The little door was up. I look back. I'm like, hey, little Charles doing all right. You doing? You got your M4 in the back of the trailer with your 2500. Little boy made it out. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So yeah. Maybe not under 50K, but get you a pickup truck, man. I'm an advocate for pickup trucks.
Can't do it.
Put the mulch in it. We be gardening and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather get like I said, the X5 and
X5 for sure.
It could have been.
What car are you most looking forward to, like, coming out? Is there anything that's on the horizon that you kind of got the pulse of? Say, man, I can't wait to see this in the street.
See, I think of it differently. I can't wait to, like, catch cars in the street so I can race them.
What you trying to see then?
I definitely want to see the new Z06 on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
So I can catch one of them slipping.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. But, like, honestly, like, whenever I'm out, like, exotic cars, like, anytime I see an exotic car, like, I get so excited, like my palms get sweaty. Like I'm like, I have to race this car.
Let's go.
Yeah, immediately. Because I want to make you think about what you just spent all that money for.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you run a 720.
Easy money.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun because they are fast.
They are.
And the guys that own them know they're fast, especially when they tune with a downpipe. But you running against 1,000 horsepower BMW, as long as it gets traction,
it's over.
Yeah, you might be in trouble, Mr. McLaren owner.
Looking forward to that.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Absolutely.
We absolutely have to have you back on. Maybe we can catch up on this build. Stop by EMG. Do a little bit of vlogging.
All my parts are in the floor up there. So,
for real?
Yeah. If you walk in there, if you look to the right, it's like 10 boxes of my stuff.
Just all your stuff pop. That's awesome, bro. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to going for a ride in that.
Oh, definitely.
And filming it. Doing a little filming with it. That'd be fun. We've been talking about renting a track or something like that, doing a track rental day.
That'd be cool.
Plain Jane Invitational or something like that. So it might be put in it. Hopefully, if you listen to this part of the podcast, that's the first time I said that publicly. So now I got to make it happen.
I like that. I'll be there for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. We got enough guys, and it'd be nice to do it in an atmosphere where obviously we could do some filming, we could do some fun competition, and we can do it safely too. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? We don't mind doing a little bit of Mexico activities, but want to be safe too.
For sure.
But we appreciate you for coming on, Daraine. We definitely have to have you back on. We're going to have to talk about FD. Yeah. So I don't know. In the next couple of days, we're going to have to get back on so we can actually set up this next event that we have coming up for Atlanta. Yep. And we're going to try to figure out if we should go to Atlanta.
You should.
Definitely should.
I think we should go.
I like Atlanta.
Yeah. I went for the first time like a year. Was it last year. Or 2 years ago. And I was like, I get it.
Mini Houston.
I'm going to leave it alone at that.
Yeah.
I'm going to just stop right there because I don't want to get in trouble. I was like, okay, Atlanta. I'll see you, Atlanta. It is a mini Houston. Yeah. A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah. It's an exciting place to be. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We appreciate you for listening. We appreciate you for watching. If you are listening to this on any podcast platform and it has the ability to rate us, please rate us, especially if it's on Apple. Give us 5 stars. And leave a review, too, because that helps with their algorithm and promoting the show. And people are watching it, so thank you for watching it. Share it with people. If there's something interesting, just hit that share button. That helps, too, because they see that, your show is being promoted, so it promotes in the algorithm. And we'll have a video version that's coming out on YouTube at some point. But Wednesday, 8 a.m. is what we're shooting for all our shows. We're developing a little catalog. I think we're up to episode 8, maybe 7, something like that. So we're going to keep rolling, man. Try to make it even more entertaining. So we appreciate you guys for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Peace.